Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dynamic Duos here from Athletic Park. We're a little bit higher in the bleachers today due to some rain that has come into Medicine and wrecked our game today. My name is Truman Bartman, and today I am joined with two Tabor College legends. Introduce yourself.
Xander Roberts.
And Garrick Levesque.
Micah, your teammate, has recommended that I start off this show by making you guys draw something because he and Blake Dale had to last week. So I do have some paper with me, and I'm going to get you guys to draw the Mavericks logo as best as you can. What do you think about that, Xander?
Oh, I'm the worst drawer known to man, so that's going to be bad.
Perfect. That's why we're doing this. Rick, how do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's not going to look pretty.
Okay, Rick, we'll start with you. How about you show the camera your best Mavericks logo?
Oh, electric. Make that like a City Connect jersey.
Does it have any eyes?
Yeah, it's like right here. It's this little dot right there. Look, right there. Yep. That's about it though. As a nose dot, nose hole too, and
It's
then
like a caterpillar in the middle.
Yeah, I know it's got everything, man. Like everything that just medicine has to offer, you know, just right there. It's right there. Wow.
Xander, you took a different approach. You went with a smaller image. Show it off.
I don't know if that's going to pick it up. That looks awful. I just tried recreating this, and it's very hard to draw upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that part.
Electric.
So you two have not only gotten to know each other at school, but probably have continued to get to know each other playing here with the Mavericks. I wanted to ask you, if you two were to start a podcast together, what would the name be? And if you could not talk about baseball on it, what would the topic be? Xander, I'll start with you.
I couldn't come up with a name off the spot, but I feel like it would just be something random that we would talk about. Because any time that me and Rick talk, it's not even close to baseball related. Most of it is, lately it's been a lot of Clash. But it would just be random stuff, I feel like.
Always changing, like no specific genre?
Yeah, no specific genre. It'd just be constant change every time.
Rick, is there anything that you would need to include in the podcast? And maybe do you have a name that you think would work?
I think a simple name, like sticking to the nicknames, would be like the Rick Pack Show or something like that, you know? Just keep it simple. I don't know, maybe like we talk about Nino trips or, Clash, of course. But yeah, just random stuff, nothing too specific.
So more of like a life podcast.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Pack in there, and if people aren't aware of Xander's nickname, it is Zanny Pack, and that is because Xander has a trademark fanny pack that he wears around, and this stems off perfect to our next question. Xander, if you could only take 3 things with you for the rest of your life in a fanny pack, what would they be? What do you need on you at all times?
I would need my ID, so obviously I would have that. If I could somehow fit a Dr. Pepper in there, I would. And then probably my keys, so I can drive places.
That's a really good approach because not only the keys stem to way more, so yeah. That's smart. But no money in there?
Dang, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, no money. We're just going with the DP, my ID, and my keys.
Fair enough. Rick, if you were maybe forced to wear a fanny pack, what 3 items would you carry?
I'd carry like my ID or passport, a card with unlimited money. Just keys, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Fair. This question comes from Nick, and I promised that I would never throw another Nick question into a duos, but here we are doing it again. Nick is asking this time around, what is one embarrassing moment from your childhood that you are willing to share on camera?
Gotta think about this. I'd definitely say when I was at JUCO, we lived in apartments because we don't have on campus houses, and in there. That was pretty embarrassing.
I did not expect to hear that. That is a wild story. He's probably going to appreciate you didn't mention his name.
Yeah.
Xander, for you, I'm not sure if you can top that.
Oh, I'd say when I was a kid, I was very hungry one night and decided that it would be a great idea to climb on top of our cabinets to grab a big ol' jug that we had of hot tamales. And instead of using the fridge to help me get down, I decided to climb on top and hold on to the cabinet with the hot tamales in my hand, and I couldn't get down. And so I yelled for my mom, and she told me to drop the hot tamales, and I just would not drop them. And so then I ended up, and so then my dad had to come in and grab me from off the top of the cabinet, and this was at 2 a.m.
So did you ever end up with the hot tamales?
Yes, I did.
Well, mission accomplished. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Mission accomplished. I knew what I was going for.
Okay, final question for you two here. Rick, I'm going to start with you. I don't know Xander's hitting background, but if he were to be a hitter in the WCBL and he were to have played in most games to this point, what do you think his line would look like?
I think if you're a 250 hitter, I think the punchies might rack up a little bit just because he hasn't, seen live pitching in a while. But I mean, all he has to do is beat the ball into the ground and run it out. He's pretty fast. He'd have some stolen bags, maybe some caught stealings too. But I think it'd be not a terrible line.
250 is a compliment.
Yeah.
250 hitters in this league are really good players. In any league are really good players. Xander, one, do you agree with what Rick has said? And two, what would his line look like?
I do agree with Rick says. I think Rick's line would actually be a little more than that. I think he would be around a 300 hitter. He two-wayed both years at Tabor in the fall, so he still has the hitting background. Obviously, the first few weeks, I think he would, kind of need to feel it out a little bit. But I think he would have about probably 5 or 6 bombs. He does hit some mamos during BP. I think he would have a few outfield assists too, because he has a pretty decent arm in the outfield. I think strikeouts would mainly be towards that beginning part of him getting used to the pitching. But other than that, I think he'd be around a 300 hitter.
Wow. Rick, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it makes you feel pretty good about myself, not gonna lie.
Dang, we might have to see Rick out on the diamond if that's exactly what we're getting. And we will have to see you back here next week for another round of Dynamic Duos. Before we head out, fellas, any last words for the fans out there?
No, I mean, just keep supporting the boys and, come watch. It's been a blast this summer.
It's been an absolute blast. Continue to come out to support the fellas. Love seeing you guys here and cheering us on.
You heard it. Keep coming out to Athletic Park. We say it every single week here on this show. One thing I do want to mention before we go, Micah was supposed to make an appearance. I'm not sure where he vanished to, so shout out to Micah as well. He's the third member of this Tabor trio. We had him on last week, so now we've got all three in. But we will see you next week.